They're in their 80s and 90s. Their brains are riddled with plaque. So why on earth do this select group of seniors have such incredible memories? In fact, why are they called cognitive superagers? A term coined by Dutch scientists to categorize the top 1% of seniors whose brains never seem to fade. Strangely enough, the answer isn't genetics. It's not memory supplements or drugs or anything else you're thinking of. Instead, shocking new research suggests that the real reason this small group of seniors have ironclad memories has to do with tiny power cells inside their brains. And the great news is, scientists at Harvard and MIT now believe that virtually anyone can activate these power cells too. Meaning, no matter how old you are, how rattled your memory may seem right now, even if you're darn right forgetful more often than not, in just a few seconds per day, you could give your brain an incredible natural boost. Something that brings it to life and can have it firing like when you were in your 20s and 30s. In just a second, America's top anti-aging doctor, Anthony Capasso, MD, will explain exactly how to power up your brain like a cognitive superager. You'll also learn how to avoid the one fatal mistake most Americans make every day. A mistake that rips tiny leaks in the protective seal around your brain, allowing corrosive slop to soak in, smothering your brain's power cells and eating away your memory. But you'll be surprised how fast you bounce back once you learn to avoid this one mistake. And even more surprised how simple it is to reactivate the millions of miniature power cells in your brain. In fact, the simple daily ritual Dr. Capasso will teach you takes just 7 seconds a day. And considering how quickly it can power up and supercharge your memory, everyone in their 40s or older should be doing this daily to keep their minds razor sharp.
Hi, my name is Dr. Anthony Capasso. I've been practicing internal medicine for 26 years. Like Dr. House from the TV show, I solve uncrackable health mysteries like a medical Sherlock Holmes, which is how I became America's go-to doctor for folks needlessly suffering from brain fog. Because frankly, I watched as the rise of memory problems became a puzzling epidemic. It started maybe 10 years ago. More and more patients feeling spaced out, scattered, and forgetful. And not elderly folks in their final years like you'd expect, but younger people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s fighting brain fog. For some, it was just the embarrassment of senior moments that worried them. But for others, it got downright scary, making it hard to do their jobs, putting stress on their families, or even threatening their independence. For almost a decade, I worked to solve the mystery, to discover the real reason why folks were afflicted by mental struggles long before their time. But nothing gave my patients the long-term improvement I wanted for them, until Europe's top neuroscientists revealed new details about so-called cognitive superagers, folks well into their 90s or even past 100 years old who mysteriously enjoy the mental agility of people half their age. Yet, once I learned the truth about this group of extraordinary seniors, I finally stumbled on an unexpected clue. A hidden piece of the puzzle revealing the real cause behind brain fog and muddled memory. A clue that led to the accidental discovery of the 7-second daily ritual I now teach all my patients. In just 7 seconds a day, it keeps your brain powered up, no matter how old you are. And it's incredible how life has changed for patients using my simple daily ritual. Andrew from Jacksonville, Florida wrote me at the office to say, "At 85 years old, I felt my memory slipping. I used to have trouble coming up with simple words, and I had to write everything down or I'd forget it. But after getting help from Dr. Capasso, within about 5 weeks, those problems went away. Now I don't write anything on the calendar anymore. Heck, I don't even need to take a list when I go grocery shopping. I feel 30 years younger." Janet from St. Augustine said in an email, "I'm a waitress, so I need to stay sharp and upbeat with customers, but I was forgetting orders and getting flustered all the time. Dr. Capasso, I would have lost my job without your help. I don't even need to write orders down anymore, and I have lots of energy for my whole shift." Pretty amazing, right? But before I share this life-changing 7-second ritual, I need to share a story about a patient we'll call Linda to protect her privacy. Linda was the youngest vice president in the history of a financial services company. She worked there her whole life, and the CEO called her the brightest talent they ever hired. She thought she'd be there for life, but at just 53 years old, she was being forced into early retirement. Although she was crushed, in a way, she wasn't surprised. See, she found it harder and harder to focus at work, and was secretly terrified at how scattered she was becoming. At first, it was just silly things like forgetting where her glasses were, or embarrassing things repeating the same instructions several times to her secretary. It wasn't just work either. One day she met her daughter and granddaughter to see a movie. She lined up and bought the tickets, but when her daughter got there, she laughed and reminded her mom that she got the tickets online that morning. Like most of us, Linda chalked these little things up to senior moments. She doubled her daily hits of coffee in an effort to beat back the brain fog. She did a crossword puzzle on her phone every morning because she heard it helps build brain power. She bought a brain booster vitamin from the pharmacy. She even started meditating, which she hated, but nothing really helped. Eventually, it started catching up with her, especially at work. She started missing meetings, even when she scheduled herself. Her presentations were filled with pregnant pauses because the words got stuck on the tip of her tongue. Months went by and Linda was too embarrassed to breathe a word of what was happening to friends or family. But then one day, standing at the ATM, she found herself just staring at the cash machine, tears of frustration staining her cheeks. As hard as she tried, she couldn't remember her PIN number, the same PIN she'd been using for years on all her cards. Thankfully, soon after that, she finally came to me for help, which is why I wanted to share this story. Because if you can relate to even one of Linda's senior moments, then the next few minutes may be the most important of your life. Listen, if the 7-second ritual you're about to learn could help Linda reclaim the sharp mind that put her back at the top of her profession, then just imagine what it will do for you. Imagine feeling like you've got the focus, memory, and concentration of your 20-year-old self again. Imagine feeling as if someone hit the reset button on your brain, granting you clarity you haven't felt in years, allowing you to focus on a task for hours without tiring, giving you back the energy that's been draining away year by year, and making you feel like you have nearly perfect memory recall. Just make sure you listen carefully for the next few minutes, because no matter how good or bad your memory is today, no matter what shape your brain is in now, it's still possible to activate the millions of tiny power cells in your brain that are responsible for quick wit and reliable memory. If you can spare 7 seconds a day, I'm confident you can reclaim keen mental focus, fresh energy, and razor-sharp memory no matter how old you are today, and maintain a razor-sharp mind for many, many years to come. Just like Linda and thousands of other patients already using this simple daily ritual. To be honest, I can't take all the credit for the simple 7-second ritual you're about to learn. A lot of credit goes to the scientists studying superagers in Europe and at Harvard. Decoding their research gave me the breakthrough I needed. Because once I got to the bottom of what really causes embarrassing senior moments, I finally understood how to reverse and prevent them, no matter how old you are. See, what these leading scientists and researchers found is that the real reason why some folks stay quick as a whip, while others can't remember where they left their car keys, is something most neuroscientists call leaky brain. The sciencey name for it is hyperpermeability of the blood-brain barrier, but who's going to remember that? And yes, it's as frightening and disgusting as it sounds. But just stick with me for a moment, because first you need to understand that your thoughts and memories are basically made from electricity. Your brain waves are pulses of electric current running through your brain cells, and each thought or memory is coded in a specific pattern of electric waves. So when someone says cheesecake, your brain creates specific electric patterns, and you remember the taste, the texture, and even how eating it makes you feel. But what if your brain runs low on electric charge? Or worse, what if the electric waves in your brain get shorted out? That's exactly what happens when you have the word cheesecake on the tip of your tongue and it just won't come out. That's what happens when you forget your glasses are on your head and then spend 5 minutes looking for them. In fact, it's the cause of all the brain fog and all the embarrassing senior moments you may be experiencing. It's also why most of the so-called brain boosters don't work. Smart pills containing stuff like caffeine, ginkgo biloba, or the fancy nootropics that are so popular nowadays are a billion-dollar industry in the US and used by over 16 million Americans. But feeding them to a leaky brain is about as useful as putting more gas in a car with a dead battery. Because without the juice from the battery, the engine won't run. See, although it only takes up to 2% of your body weight, your brain guzzles down a quarter of all your body's energy, and it generates all that power inside something called mitochondria. Tiny organelles in every cell that take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe in and turn it into your power supply. To keep up with the huge demand for electricity, you have 2 million mitochondria inside every one of your brain cells, which allows for the powerful electric pulses that form thoughts and retrieve memories. But here's the bad part. Your mitochondria are very fragile and can easily be corroded or even destroyed, draining your brain's power supply. It's for that reason that your brain is actually wrapped in a protective shield, called the blood-brain barrier, or BBB for short. It's supposed to stop toxins from getting into the brain and corroding your mitochondria. You can think of it like dropping your phone in a swimming pool. A newer iPhone will be waterproof and none the worse for the wear. But an older or cheaper phone would get some water inside, shorting out the battery and ruining the circuitry. That's what it's like having leaky brain. It allows toxic slop to leak in, corroding your mitochondria and shorting out your brainwaves, which explains why the brain fog epidemic is actually pretty new. See, even though senior moments and brain fog have been around forever, it's only the past 10 years or so that I've seen it hitting folks hard in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Listen, if BBB does its job, it can keep folks sharp as a tack even into their 90s. But a sneaky new threat is chipping away at your BBB. For a long time, we didn't know why, until a group of biologists figured it out in 2014 and revealed it's caused by a tiny little inflammatory molecule, something your body makes naturally called microRNA 155, or miR-155 for short. But miR-155 is raging out of control in most folks nowadays. The reason why is because stress, processed foods, toxins in beauty products, air pollution, high blood sugar, and gum problems, to name a few, all cause increased inflammation. And inflammation triggers a chain reaction, producing a ton of miR-155 that chews away at your BBB, creating microscopic gaps that let toxins and other harmful molecules leak into your vulnerable brain cells. That's why brain boosters such as coffee only provide short-term help, and it's why traditional approaches to boosting memory and focus were going about it all wrong. I knew I had to throw out the old methods and take a completely new path that works at the root of the problem, because I wanted my patients to keep their quick wit well into their golden years and not just slap on another Band-Aid to get them through the day. So the real solution had to start with nourishing and charging up the mitochondria while protecting the blood-brain barrier. And that's how I accidentally stumbled on my first big breakthrough. It was during the pandemic, and at first I didn't make the connection. I was reviewing an article in the journal Biomedicine and Pharmacotherapy. In early 2021, researchers revealed the results of a randomized control study of 124 patients hospitalized during the pandemic. They were split into different groups so the researchers could find out if a natural compound called Brazilian green propolis would help them recover faster. Propolis is a substance produced by bees, often called the immune system of the hive. But what caught my attention was the reason for the study. The researchers wrote, "Propolis is a natural product with considerable evidence of immunoregulatory and anti-inflammatory activities. Because reducing inflammation was the key to reversing brain fog, it kept me reading. Some of the patients received daily doses of standardized Brazilian green propolis, while the rest served as the control and didn't get any propolis. Incredibly, the propolis group reduced their hospital stays by 5 to 6 days compared with the control group. Why did it have such a powerful effect? When I started taking a closer look, I discovered a research paper from Ohio State University that explained, due to a broad spectrum of activities such as antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, immunomodulatory, antimicrobial, and anti-tumor effects, propolis has recently gained popularity as a natural product that may be potentially used as a therapeutic agent to improve health. But could it help with leaky brain? It didn't take long to find the answer. I unearthed an article titled "The Neuroprotective Effects of Brazilian Green Propolis on Neurodegenerative Damage." What I discovered is that not only does Brazilian green propolis help with inflammation, but the researchers also showed it can directly protect human brain cells from the kind of damage caused by toxins leaking into the brain. Then, another group of researchers did a wide-ranging review of all the studies done on the protective effects of propolis for brain health in both humans and animals. Based on all the existing science, they concluded in the journal Frontiers in Bioscience that propolis may be an effective candidate for the treatment of oxidative stress and neuroinflammation in neurological diseases. It's exactly what I was looking for. And isn't it so amazing how something bees make to protect their hive can end up providing you with incredible protection for your brain? I started using it myself and was shocked. After just a couple of weeks, it was clear that I could laser focus on reading research papers for twice as long without my mind wandering, and that all of a sudden I was staying clear-headed and skipped my usual 3 p.m. brain fog. Pretty impressive, right? When you take the right type of propolis at the right dose, it can really work wonders. In a moment, I'll tell you where you can get the most clinically researched form of this natural compound. And if you do nothing else, you'd be in pretty good shape as far as memory improvement is concerned. But in order to get the results you truly need and deserve, that's only half the battle. Because on top of protecting your vulnerable mitochondria, it's important to prevent leaky brain in the first place. But you'll be shocked to learn, I discovered the most powerful way to protect and rebuild your BBB is with high levels of melatonin. Now, if you've heard melatonin is your sleep hormone, that's only partly right. New research shows melatonin's role is much bigger than we thought. In fact, it only contributes to helping you fall asleep once the sun goes down. The rest of the time, it works hard at detoxing and cleansing your brain. So much so that one group of scientists dubbed it the antioxidant that overdelivers. Antioxidants help mop up unstable molecules that cause damage in the body. and specifically chew up and rip gaps in your blood-brain barrier. So researchers were not surprised when they looked at what happens when you use melatonin to protect the BBB. Before exposing little mouse brains to some highly inflammatory molecules, some of the mice were treated with melatonin, and when they looked for the typical signs of leaky brain, the melatonin mice enjoyed a big reduction in any signs of BBB damage, but the other little guys weren't so lucky. You can probably see why scientists can't do experiments like this on human brains. But since the BBBs of mice and humans are so similar, when the researchers presented their peer-reviewed findings in the prestigious PLOS One journal, they recommended melatonin as a potential treatment for brain injury in humans. That's just the start. When Spanish scientists injected mouse cells with melatonin in a lab, they were shocked to see most of the melatonin make its way straight to the cell's mitochondria. What was even more exciting is they found that once the melatonin entered the mitochondria, it helped protect the mitochondria from the kind of oxidative damage caused by leaky brain. Bottom line, melatonin shows noticeable protective effects against brain mitochondrial dysfunction with age. So not only does melatonin help protect the BBB and prevent leaky brain, it can also help the mitochondria in your brain cells stay healthy. Unfortunately, most Americans don't produce nearly enough melatonin naturally. That's because evening exposure to blue light from screens and especially LED bulbs shuts down your body's ability to produce melatonin, which means that you miss out on the powerful detox for your brain. And it's also why it's more important than ever for you to take the proper amount of pure and absorbable melatonin every evening. Now, I probably could have stopped there, and already you'd have an incredibly powerful solution to fight brain fog. Yet, I couldn't stop thinking about a powerful little molecule we learned about in medical school. It's a special antioxidant made in your body called glutathione, or GSH for short. It acts like flypaper. All the bad stuff sticks to it, including the free radicals and toxins that poke holes in your blood-brain barrier and corrode the mitochondria in your brain. There are more than 89,000 medical articles on the benefits of glutathione. The bad news is that the American diet, pollution, toxins, medications, stress, infections, and radiation from electronics, just to name a few, all deplete your glutathione, which means almost everyone nowadays is deficient. But most doctors have no clue what to do about it, which I'll explain in a second. Meanwhile, I felt like glutathione would be a powerful weapon against brain fog. Turns out, I was right. Not only that, researchers at the University of Denver demonstrated how glutathione can help the brain repair itself after traumatic injuries like concussions. And another study published in the journal Neurochemical Research showed that higher levels of glutathione protect the blood-brain barrier from damage. But there was just one problem with glutathione. See, it's almost impossible for you to absorb the supplement form, which is why most doctors don't know how to increase your GSH. And the only reason why glutathione wasn't the very first thing I tried for brain fog. But in the meantime, another group of biologists stumbled on a brand new form of glutathione. And to their shock, it turned out to be super easy for humans to absorb it. It's called S-acetylglutathione, or SAG for short. In a single-dose, randomized, crossover human bioavailability study, they found this new form of glutathione is taken up easily and directly into your cells. The other great thing about increasing your glutathione is how restorative it is for the rest of your body too. High glutathione levels have been shown to increase strength and endurance, and shift metabolism from fat production to muscle development, which is amazing news for anyone over 40. Heck, another study even reported GSH showed a significant reduction in wrinkles compared with those taking placebo. There's no such thing as a magic bullet to reverse aging, but glutathione is about as close as it comes. So although authentic SAG supplements are hard to find, everyone over 40 should be taking one daily. And along with Brazilian bee propolis and just the right amount of melatonin, my patients reported some pretty astonishing results. But that's just the start. You see, my research uncovered an additional 7 ingredients that all show immense promise when it comes to supporting your mitochondria and protecting your blood-brain barrier. These ingredients are reishi mushrooms, also called mushrooms of immortality, which have been shown to have a powerful neuroprotective effect and even protect from mitochondrial dysfunction in the brain. Curcumin, selenium, vitamin C, and ginseng, because they are powerful antioxidants that show a strong protective effect of the blood-brain barrier. Duchesnea chrysantha, which contains amazing little molecules called pentacillic triterpenes that mop up a nasty menace called advanced glycation end products, AGEs for short. Think of AGEs as rust on your brain that is corrosive to your mitochondria. And finally, zinc, because researchers at Duke University and MIT discovered it plays a critical role in communication between the cells in the brain that form memories. When you take the optimal form of these 10 super nutrients in the exact dose you'll learn about in a minute, you'll quickly experience a noticeable boost to your focus and memory. But here's the thing. Given the science behind all of these ingredients, you'd think doctors everywhere would be recommending them to their patients. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Most doctors write brain fog off as a normal part of aging, or worse, push a bunch of prescription meds on their patients. But as science shows, pharmaceuticals can come with a laundry list of side effects that rob folks of their energy and happiness. Plus, as you know by now, these expensive options don't fix the underlying problem. They only put a temporary band-aid on it. That's not what I want for you, and I know that's not what you want for yourself, especially since the right dose of the 10 natural ingredients you just learned about can have your brain's power cells firing like when you were in your 20s and 30s. In fact, this brain health breakthrough has already had an incredible impact on folks all across America. Folks like James in Maryland, who writes, "I started feeling spaced out and forgetful in my mid-50s. It was scary because I still had a lot of stuff I wanted to do in my life. I tried a bunch of brain supplements but didn't feel any better. When I started taking Dr. Capasso's formula every day, I finally felt a difference for the first time. I was shocked how clear my memory got and how long I could focus for. Thank you." Results like this were everything I was searching for, but I still had two very frustrating problems. One, a lot of patients fell off the wagon because they hated choking down so many supplement pills every day. And two, unfortunately, the biggest obstacle was money. Buying all these nutrients individually was costing over $300 a month. Not to mention, it wasn't easy getting the purest and safest form of each ingredient at the exact dose they needed. My patients just couldn't afford it, no matter how much it helped, which wasn't fair, because everyone deserves the clear memory and focused thinking God intended. So once I saw how life-changing these nutrients were, I vowed to find an easy and affordable alternative. Heck, I even thought, how hard can it be? I'll just make my own supplement. Boy, was I wrong. I quickly learned that dealing with laboratories, supply chains, quality control, and shipping was a lot harder than I thought. And by the time I managed to cobble together the kind of high-quality supplement you need, it ended up costing more per bottle than buying everything separately. I was discouraged and depressed, not to mention being tens of thousands of dollars out of pocket and ready to throw in the towel. But God had other plans. And not long after that, I was attending an alternative health and wellness conference where doctors and other healthcare professionals learn about the latest breakthroughs. And it's where I met Todd, the CEO of a supplement company called Pure Life Organics. Since I'd been grinding away for months on my brain fog supplement, I went on a bit of a rant to the poor guy and explained how my quest to create an affordable brain support supplement was an utter failure. I don't know if it was coincidence, fate, or God's plan. But at the time, Todd was struggling to earn his helicopter pilot's license, and in his late 40s, he felt like he was missing the mental edge he needed. He tried caffeine pills, but they just left him shaky and frazzled. So-called brain boosters only made his skin tingle but didn't improve his focus, and meditating just put him to sleep. So when I revealed the real reason why nothing had worked for him, because leaky brain was drowning his mitochondria in toxic slop, and after sharing the 10 nutrients he needed to reverse his brain fog and fortify his memory, he was super excited and made me a promise on the spot. He said if it worked for him, he vowed to make my supplement formulation a reality and to make it available to anyone at a super affordable price. Let's just say that mere months later, Todd had his helicopter license and our Pure Neuro formulation was born. I couldn't be happier with the results, not to mention the incredibly affordable price, especially when you consider the highest quality ingredients Pure Life Organics insists on. And of course, the incredible results folks are getting, because it's priceless when your mind is at ease, knowing your most precious memories are safe, and your mind is working at its peak. You no longer forget even the smallest things, and every past conversation remains crystal clear in your mind. Names, important numbers, and appointments are easy to remember. In short, you're able to store mountains of memories and recall them in a snap whenever you need them. And it's not because of some quick fix jolt of caffeine or overpowering pharmaceuticals that just mask the problem and can have unintended side effects, but because it works at the very heart of what forms your memories and fuels your thoughts, the millions of tiny power cells called mitochondria inside of every one of your neurons, all while it fortifies you against the corrosive damage caused by leaky brain, allowing you to enjoy the mental clarity that only comes with dialing your brain's power output up to 100%. So by now you may be wondering, how the heck do you get your own supply of Pure Neuro right away? And you might also be wondering, how much should you take each day? The truth is that there are only limited supplies of Pure Neuro available. Remember, Pure Neuro is made in a GMP certified facility, and then each batch of Pure Neuro is tested again by an independent laboratory to ensure that what's seen on the bottle is what's found on the inside. Pure Neuro is also gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, and GMO-free. On top of that, the popularity of Pure Neuro is increasing daily as people spread the word, and it's putting a serious strain on our limited production. Folks of all ages are discovering the benefits of Pure Neuro, so they keep ordering several bottles of Pure Neuro at a time, which makes it difficult for us to keep up with demand. For these reasons, out of stocks are always a risk, which is why we've put aside a limited supply of Pure Neuro reserved for viewers of this presentation. In just a moment, I'll share how you can secure your own supply today. But before I do that, let me return to that second question. How much Pure Neuro should you take every day? This is actually pretty straightforward. Just take 2 capsules every evening after dinner, and that's literally all it takes. And here's why it's important to keep taking Pure Neuro for as long as you can. It's true that the potent natural ingredients inside of Pure Neuro get to work immediately. Not only does it begin fortifying your blood-brain barrier, it provides your brain with everything it needs to start ramping up power production, which means the longer you take it, the more power you'll have flowing into your brain cells and the more your memory will strengthen. Yet that's only the start, because as we talked about earlier, you have mitochondria powering every cell in your body. And healthy mitochondria means countless benefits, including heaps more energy throughout the day, younger looking skin, nails, and hair, and even renewed metabolism so you finally start to slim down and tone up. Don't just take my word for it though. Since I teamed up with Pure Life Organics to make the complete Pure Neuro formulation available to anyone, I've been so proud to receive notes from folks all across the country enjoying a new lease on life. Kathy gives Pure Neuro credit for saving her family life. Thank you, Dr. Capasso. You gave me my family back. I finally have the energy again to get on the floor and play with my kids when I get home from work. Thank you for believing my fatigue wasn't all in my head. I'll never stop taking Pure Neuro. And Jim sent me this amazing message about how sharp he's feeling. When I hit 70, I was doing okay, but often felt lost in my own thoughts and also had trouble finding the right words. Pure Neuro helped me live in the moment and made me a better listener. And now I always seem to have the right words to say what I want. I thank God for Pure Neuro. Listen, with every new transformational story I hear, I feel even more blessed to be working with Pure Life Organics to get Pure Neuro into as many hands as possible. It's for all of these reasons that I personally recommend choosing at least 3 bottles of Pure Neuro, a 90-day supply, and 6 bottles, a 180-day supply, for the best chance at staying sharp as a tack for as long as possible. Because once you experience the mental clarity and razor-sharp memory for yourself, I'd hate for you to run out of Pure Neuro and lose ground to leaky brain while you wait to stock up again. Look, I've seen the toll brain fog can have on unsuspecting Americans. It's heartbreaking to see folks suffer the embarrassment and fear. I've seen relationships crumble under the weight of arguments, flaring tempers, and neglect that come from the complications of brain fog. I've seen folks lose their jobs or mismanage their money because they were too scattered to keep track of it all, eventually going broke, losing their homes, or even going bankrupt. And saddest of all, I've seen folks lose their independence and zest for life. Meanwhile, most doctors just write off brain fog with a shrug, telling folks it's in their head or part of getting older. Or worse, blame it on the patient for making bad lifestyle choices, when really it just isn't their fault. I don't want you to needlessly suffer like that, longing for the energy, focus, and drive you used to have, and wishing you could bring up any memory with ease instead of struggling just to remember where you put your car keys. It would break my heart to see you continue suffering needlessly, especially when preventing and reversing leaky brain takes just seconds a day. That's why I truly believe so many Americans can benefit from Pure Neuro, and why I recommend that everyone over 40 should make it a part of their daily routine right away, which is why I want to make it easy for you to say yes to Pure Neuro today. Even though patients have insisted the regular price of $149 for 1 bottle of Pure Neuro is more than worth it, right now and through this video presentation only, you can take Pure Neuro home at a major discount. Pure Neuro is unlike any other focus and memory support formula because it's the only product in the world designed to not only fortify your blood-brain barrier and prevent leaky brain, but to optimize the power cells that literally fuel your focus and memories. Which means no matter how old you are or how beat up your brain is, you can still outthink folks half your age, recall distant memories with brilliant clarity, and remember day-to-day details in a snap. When considering all of that, $149 for Pure Neuro alone is a really fair deal, especially when my patients have paid over $300 a month to acquire these high-quality ingredients separately. But when you order right now, you can get your very own bottle of Pure Neuro for a one-time investment of just $59. But that's just the beginning. I realize that many people may want to keep taking Pure Neuro for years to come. Plus, I truly believe everyone over 40 needs to start taking Pure Neuro daily, and I personally will be taking it every day for the rest of my life. Because I understand that my mental agility is priceless, so since there really are limited supplies available, I can understand why you'd want to stock up on 6 bottles of Pure Neuro today. It's for this reason that we created a substantially discounted multi-bottle plan, where folks can stock up and save on 6 bottles of Pure Neuro for just $39 a bottle, which is a savings of $660 when you order right now. But this special discount is only being offered during this presentation, and because of limited stock, we really have to limit each customer to just 6 bottles at a time. Plus, as part of my vow to make this utterly affordable, we're giving you free shipping and handling when you save on multiple bottles, which is a further $14.95 value for free. Just select your preferred savings option below and tap the corresponding button to get started. We'll get your order of Pure Neuro out to you immediately so you can enjoy the benefits for yourself. But that's not all. Right now, you also qualify for one of our very few free spots in our exclusive online wellness coaching. Honestly, just using Pure Neuro on its own would be enough to change anyone's life forever. But because I want to over-deliver for you, I'm going to give you a lot more than that today. Because in order to make sure you get every possible benefit from Pure Neuro, I'm giving you 2 weeks free access to our very exclusive online coaching community. You'll interact with other like-minded people striving to become the best version of themselves. And you'll have access to my team of trained wellness coaches to help you along your journey. To be clear, I have clients paying up to $2,300 for this level of access to my team's insider guidance. Obviously, that means the spaces available for this exclusive free access are extremely limited. And if you come back to this page later and no longer see this offer, it's because all the spots have been taken and we had to remove it. Remember, today's Pure Neuro discount, the priceless free access to our online coaching community, and the free shipping are for a limited time and only while supplies last. So choose the 6-bottle package below this video and secure an order today while there are supplies in stock. After choosing a package, you'll be redirected to a 100% secure and encrypted checkout page where there's a simple order form to fill out. And after that, an order of Pure Neuro will be on its way and will arrive within 5 business days from now. So looking at the facts, this is one of the smallest yet critical investments you may ever make for your future. Something that will protect your precious memories and give you back loads of youthful energy, focus, and concentration. And it'll only get better year after year as you continue to build up and strengthen your brain's mitochondria. And as we've seen, it's not just your memory and focus that'll improve. You can also reduce the appearance of wrinkles and blemishes, boost your metabolism so you burn stubborn body fat more easily, increase your strength and muscle tone, and enjoy a major surge in all-day energy and motivation. In short, you'll feel like you're postponing all the creeping symptoms that you used to believe were just part of getting older, which means that you are about to start living your best life again, the life you were meant to be living. A single bottle of Pure Neuro puts you on the path to naturally supporting full and robust mitochondrial health in your brain. 3 bottles guarantees you can keep taking Pure Neuro without interruption, enjoying it for 3 months so you can build up your brain's power supply. And with 6 bottles of Pure Neuro, you set yourself up to be enjoying all the benefits that come with a brain that's truly running on a full charge. So go ahead and choose a package of Pure Neuro now while there are still supplies in stock, and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with supporting your focus and memory today. Here's why this investment should be so easy to make. It's covered by our 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Here's how it works. Right now, just place an order and say maybe to Pure Neuro. Then once you get your bottles in a few short days from now, start 2 capsules every evening after dinner and see how you feel, how your energy and focus starts to roar back, how your memory becomes sharp and easier to access, even how your skin tightens up and your waist slims down. Most Pure Neuro loyal customers fall in love with what it can do for them. There really is 0 risk because of this guarantee. And if for some reason Pure Neuro isn't working out, just email our award-winning customer service team 24/7 and they'll send a refund immediately. No questions, no hassles. Plus, even if you empty several bottles of Pure Neuro, no problem. Just return the empty bottles and we'll refund every penny if you aren't 100% thrilled with the results, which means there's no downside here at all. It's a 100% risk-free investment that comes with tons of health benefits. And there's a full 60 days, 2 full months to see if Pure Neuro is right. Doesn't it make sense to feel and experience Pure Neuro as part of the decision-making process? Then why not think it over while trying Pure Neuro, since there's no risk? So go ahead and try Pure Neuro today, risk-free, and choose from one of the package options below right now to say yes to crystal clear focus and concentration, and yes to memory that's as sharp as a tack. Yes, it's time to protect the most valuable part of your brain. Reclaim the full health of your tiny power cells. Protect them from the corrosive effects of leaky brain. And secure your supply of Pure Neuro now. Now it's time to make a decision. Please don't ignore everything in this presentation and continue to be a victim of leaky brain and a slave to sluggish thinking and foggy memory. A decision like that would change nothing. And it's obvious that something must change here, because your mind and memories are your most valuable possession. And if you don't take action to protect them, especially when the solution is now so simple and utterly affordable, then you can expect the same frustrating and even devastating progression of deteriorating focus and fading memory that are becoming a plague on our country. Well, that's no way to live, especially now that I've shared the ingredients inside of Pure Neuro and shown you how powerful they are at protecting and restoring your brain's mitochondria, allowing you to enjoy the benefits of 100% cellular energy. That's why I want to make it easy for you to say yes to Pure Neuro today. So go ahead and claim an order of Pure Neuro by choosing from one of the packages below. Each investment is protected by a 60-day money-back guarantee, which means there's absolutely no risk. So break free of the frustration and choose a package right now and start living a better life.